Hello YouTube, RAPTall back here bringing you two battles in one. They're both kind of short battles relatively, so I thought I'd do both of them. First one is against Dark Sage. He is going to start out with the Registeel while I start with my Gliscor. We're both going to be super original here and put up Stealth Rocks because, you know, nobody would ever expect that. I'm going to go for the Earthquake just in case he stayed in. I figured he'd probably switch, but you never know. Goes into an Azelf. I'm thinking I can live any hits this thing is going to give me, even if I don't live it well. I feel like I can live it, which is exactly what happens. Go for the U-turn, and I end up getting a crit. Now that is the first of many crits and hacks throughout both of these battles. I don't run damage calcs or anything like that, so I don't know if that crit mattered or not. I mean, Azelf is pretty frail, and it is super effective, all that. Goes into Raikou. These things do kind of scare me. They are pretty fast, pretty strong. But I'm feeling I can absorb a hit or two with my Umbreon and, yawn him or do something like that. But he goes for the Aura Sphere. I didn't really expect him to have the Aura Sphere. I don't know if that's a very common move on Raikous or not. I didn't think it was, but he gets the crit. It is super effective plus crit, so there's no way I was going to survive that. At this point, I'm kind of scared of this thing. I don't know how I'm going to kill it because he can have so many different moves. I go into my Sizer thinking I can live a single hit, go for the stab bug bite, and probably won't kill, but it should be low enough to finish it off with the bullet punch, which is luckily exactly what happens. And there's the third crit. I mean, that was a pointless, useless crit, but still a crit. Goes into a mag zone. These things really suck because they can steel trap people. So I know I'm not going to survive this, so I just go for the bullet punch, even though it's going to do crap for damage. At least it will do damage before I die. And at this point, Gengar is just going to come in, do its thing, have Focus Blast, and go all crazy up in hizzy. And I don't know if I get a crit. No crit that time. Just a clean KO. At this point, he brings in the Gallade. Now, it's weak to Ghost, so I don't know if he just had nothing else to bring in, or if he thought maybe I was Scarfed, or whatever. But I get another crit. And oh my god, there's so many freaking crits. So that probably mattered. It probably would have been a 2-hit KO, I'm assuming. Maybe it wouldn't have been. I really don't know. But anyway, it brings out his Registeel again. This thing is going to die to a 2-hit KO, but I'm thinking I don't want to go for the Focus Blast in case it misses. So I'm actually going to go for the Destiny Bond here. But he switches to Metagross. So you might be like, oh, well, that was wasted. But not really, because at this point, this thing is going to bullet punch me and take me out with another critical hit. Oh my god, crits abound. But of course, Destiny Bond is still up, so it's going to take itself out. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I have no problems with that. So at this point, all he has left is the Registeel, which is going to die to 2 Surf hits from my Starmie. I was debating blowing away the rocks, but at this point I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can kill it in 2 hits without it killing me. It does go for a super effective Shadow Claw, but, not being super strong, it's not going to kill me. So good job, Dark Sage. That was a fun match, and here we go on to the second one, which against Dasmrtazn. I'm gonna say that's how you pronounce it, because I don't really know. He's going to lead off with the lead Azelf while I go out with my Dragonite. Now he's just going to explode straight in my face, not giving me a chance to do anything. I was kind of bummed out about that because I really do love this Dragonite. It's not bulky Dragonite. It's just full-out attack, and it can do some major damage. But, whatever. It dies, so we're down 5-5. And I'm going to go into my Swampert because it is technically a true lead on this team, even though it's not in the lead spot. Because I figure as long as he doesn't bring something that can hurt me, I can just go for my rocks, and that'll be all good. Brings out the Suicune, so I'm thinking he's going to expect me to switch and probably set up on me. So I want to go for the Roar, and you know what? Luckily, my prediction was right. He does go for the Calm Mind, so I just roar him straight out, right back into his Flygon. I'm expecting the U-turn again, but I don't want to over-predict just in case, so I end up going for the Ice Beam here as he switches back out. I was going to switch back out straight to the Suicune. So this is hacks number, I don't even know how many. I get a critical hit, and a freeze. I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't even like giving freezes to people. I think that's like the worst possible hacks. I mean, burn, paralyze, sleep, all those are kind of predictable hacks, but freeze, you could be screwed for the rest of, that Pokemon's life, or you could throw out the next turn. You just never know. It's all, kind of a chance game. I go for the Earthquake, but he switches into the Gengar. I'm like, all right, that's fine, whatever. And I believe do I go for the Roar, or do I go for the Ice Beam here? I go for the Roar. It brings it back out into the Suicune. So this thing is just taking beatings on all sides. And I'm like, oh, and, like, even I'm sorry about this, it is what it is, it's part of the game, but even so, it does suck. But I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, and I don't know if it takes it out this time. No, it doesn't quite take it out this time. But at this point, I'm just going to, go for another Earthquake while it still is frozen solid and kill it. I'm like, well, all right, that's the crappy freeze hacks of the game. That's that, right? Well, we'll see. Goes back out into the Gengar. Now, I know I can take another hit because the first Shadow Ball only did about half to me. So I can hit him with another Ice Beam and maybe kill him, maybe not. I don't know really what type of Gengar this is. I haven't been paying attention to it. But I get another freeze. I'm like, oh my god, are you freaking kidding me? That just, oh, dude, I feel sorry for you. This is just not your game. And after the match, we laughed about it. He's like, it's part of the game. I don't have any bad feelings about it. Sometimes you're on the receiving end, sometimes you're on the giving end. I'm like, well, that's cool. At least you're a good sport about it. He brings out a Heat Train. I'm thinking at this point, I'm just gonna leave my Swampert in for fodder because it's wrecked his team kind of single-handedly. So he goes for, I'm assuming, the Hidden Power Grass as I sort of adjust my DS screen a little bit. I go into the Jirachi to bait him into the Fire move and switch out into my Heat Train, which gives me the Flash Fire boost. Now, I knew I was faster because he has a Life Orb, but I went for the safe Earth Power. I was thinking he might switch out, and oh my god, another crit. I was thinking he might switch out, but I'm glad that, I went for the safe move with Earth Power, because otherwise my Heat Train probably would have died. I just go into my Jirachi, taking the expected U-turn. As he goes into Lucario. I was thinking of setting up a Calm Mind or two, but I'm like, this thing probably can 2-hit KO me, maybe 3-hit KO me. So I'm just going for the safe Psychic. It's, it's stab, and it's not super effective or, not effective, whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to be able to 2-hit KO him, but he's just going to run. He's like, I've been kind of screwed over in Hax's battle. There's no way I'm going to survive. But, we're like both good game, and, luckily we were pretty cool about it. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle. Please comment, rate, and sub, and I will talk to you later. Bye.